Welcome everyone to this experiment, this adventure. And the journey is going to be into yourself that we take today. And it's going to be one of coming into attunement with your presence, your physical presence, and also with spacious presence. We'll be playing with all of this. And it might be good to begin. Oh, I have to tell John Mark, we begin, John Mark, now we begin. It's an agreement you make when you lead the group to tell John Mark when the recording should officially begin. Okay, so you all grasp the concept that we are created of God. And as sparks of light, or as individual spirits, unique presences, spiritual presences. And then we take on body. John Mark described it once, how we make choices in the realm of God, and then we fall into physical existence. We fall towards our conception. We take on the body and we grow into it. That's all very good. That's potentially Christ incarnate. But that's not where it ends. We also take on a forgetfulness. We forget our origin, our belonging to God, our nesting in God. And we begin to take on individuality, thinking that we're separate beings, coming to believe over time that we are definitely separate beings. And maybe God's out there. We hope God is. And that could be okay for a while, except that in that process, we also begin to create self-protections, beliefs and habits. And it could be said that we weave a veil around us. This is pretty common in spirituality to talk of the veils. They are the substitute that we've created for our safety, for our sense of being whole in God. As we begin to believe more and more that we're separate, we begin to weave that layer of protection so that we can survive in the world. Becomes early on in the womb, it becomes a matter of survival. And this wall of, or veil of protection goes with us through birth, and it's substantiated in our early childhood through the patterns and conditionings that we get with family. So it gets pretty big or strong or even rigid over time. And for most of us, it's with us in some degree or another all of our lives. We who are looking to find our true nature, for us it's a bit more transparent than for some other people who aren't looking or who aren't graced with inner vision. So this veil can feel like a wall. It can feel like obscuration. For me, it took on a form of a shroud. It was like a protective shroud. Yeah, and then sometimes it's like a wall. So it's not that it's anything, it's made up, so it can vary with you as well. So our role here, if we could today, is to play with this its ego, this wall of separation, this veil or shroud of separation, is ego. It's your beliefs, your habits, your interpretations. It's all that Jeshua in the Way of Mastery calls the world you've made, projections, judgments. So let's take that whole thing to whatever degree we can and place it off of us, next to us. Just try that. Take everything you recognize as your separation and your world, and even pretend as if you could lift it off of you and place it nearby. Yeah. And just feel what it's like right now to be you. And it's okay if the veils are still there. Feel those too, but recognize to some degree how they feel. And in this place, continue to kind of turn inward and attune to what's arising now. And it could be anything, could be arising, a sense of comfort, a sense of discomfort. Each time something arises, feel it, recognize it. And then if you can, let it go. Let it go on its way. So notice now if you're in thought. Are you in your head? Is there someone chattering away or someone narrating what's going on? And just feel its presence. And then let it be, and just begin to turn your attention gradually down through your neck, down into your chest, down into the area of your heart. And just be with that. And notice what arises in your feelings. Whatever it is. And now, slowly let your attention go lower, below your heart, down to your diaphragm. And see if it's tight or soft, loose. Whatever it is, just noticing it. Even imagining it. And ask it to soften. Again, just noticing. And let your attention now go down through your diaphragm into your belly. How does it feel? What's the low belly like? the bottom of the bowl. Breathe gently, softly, down into the bowl. Notice how things feel in you as a whole. What's the pace? Is it slow? Is it energetic? Is it peaceful? Be with your own pace. And now move your awareness back. Step back into awareness. And let it be spacious awareness. And see how it feels. Gently come back and check into your body, moving your attention into the body. See how that feels now. Again, step back into spacious presence. Or maybe it's step out into spacious presence. And come back to the body. Try coming back up into your thoughts. See how that feels. No specific thought, just your thoughts. And then come back down into the heart and the belly. Each time you move, see how it feels this time. And back into spacious awareness. So let's pause now. Come back together. Join with each other. And I'm going to unmute everybody. And see if anyone would like to share how that movement was for you.
I'll take the whole box.
Say it again.
is the whole box. I want the whole box.
Huh. Well, it's a little difficult for me to understand the sound, Carol. Did anyone else get that? Try again. When you wish. Okay. Anyone else like to share? Okay. Tell me, were you able to take the journey?
It was fun moving around.
Okay, thank you, Sarah Jane. Okay,
It was very relaxing.
okay.
It always helps me when I stop and breathe, and that helps me come back to here and now. And then with that, I'm able to access spacious presence much more readily than if I'm in my head, of course. Yeah.
Could you feel the difference between moving out of your head and into your body?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. It is, for me, it was, and the word expansion is used so much, but it was sort of like the cells are moving out into the universe, moving out, and the limitations of my body or the actual confines of the body are not as strong or restricted.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I was hoping that we could all feel together was a sense of your natural body
Mm-hmm.
without the intervention of your thinking brain.
Mm-hmm.
So the sense is that the natural body is really a way that you presence yourself. It's your communication device as a spirit embodied here with other people.
That's what I felt moving into my body, felt the spacious presence filling the cells of my body. And with that, the physical and the spacious presence together, united rather than separated, which is how I've functioned a lot. Yeah.
Right.
Or have functioned. Yeah. In separation.
That's exactly what I was hoping, that we might see what it would be like without that separation veil. So it's the separation veil that we are working with to try to make transparent or lift off the veil, the wall, my shroud. Okay. So anyone else?
I enjoyed the feeling at the beginning where you had us take off our feelings of separation and lay them aside. That was very ecstatic for me.
Yeah. Does anyone notice one second, Walter, does anyone notice if those separation, that part of you is still there, waiting for you to return?
Yeah.
It has a tenacity, we keep clinging onto it. That's the challenge here. So thank you, Walter, your turn.
Yes, I did notice. I did notice the separation. I felt, taking that off, and but I felt it's still there. Also, even though my body was generally soft when I went through the body, except in my lower belly. I think it was actually a little bit of heaviness was from my dinner, which was a little too close to time, I think. But that too lightened a little bit when we went into presence and then came back into the body. But otherwise, it's very, very peaceful journey.
Okay, and it's a little reminiscent of moving between spacious presence and back into the what I would call the natural body. To Jeshua's meditation into the heart of Christ, the movement back into the Christ and back into thoughts. I think he had us go up and then back down, then back up.
Yeah.
Movement back and forth that bridges is a very important movement in helping us change and transform. Hi, James. So it's a kind of a universal law, God's law. You can call it different things. Pulsation, Joshua calls it pulsation in the Jewels course. I call it titration, back and forth cycles. So it's really important. John Mark asked us a few sessions ago whether do we want to keep going over that bridge forever, or do we want to, make our choice and reside in a clearer place. But until we can do that, the tool of going back and forth is very valuable. Since we set our ego aside, we weren't going back and forth between our ego and our spacious presence, but rather back and forth from our natural body to our spacious presence. Or as Michelle was saying, a spacious natural body, and back into spacious presence as you experienced the cells receiving more space, cells of the body. That's really good, to have that experience of being free of the ego, and yet you're still here. You're human, you're functioning, you have much greater access to spacious presence without the intervention of this ego. So anyway, it's right beside us. We can pick it up later. So I'm going to mute you all again, and let's go back into another practice here. We're moving towards opening and receiving the download. That was what I titled the talk or the session. Okay. So once again, come back into your body. If you don't have to touch into the head, that's fine. Come right to your heart. Heart is resting on the diaphragm. Below is the solar plexus, and then the bowl of the belly. And just rest and soften into these areas of your body. And notice what it's like to return right now after a little bit of a break. The question is always, what is it like this time? What is it like right now? And rest into it, luxuriate into it, if it's that sort of a thing for you. And then notice, what is this body resting into? What's around it? Do you have the sense of being held? See if you can. So as we rest in our body and let our body rest back into what's holding it. Feel that presence. If you do, feel it. What's it like? The presence that you're resting back into. This time we're approaching it by feel. How does it feel resting back into this presence that's holding you? See if it's safe. Is it loving? And is it spacious? Imagine that you could actually turn round to face it. Which do you prefer? Seeing it? Or back the first way, just resting back into it? Try it out. Whichever you find more comfortable, be with that. Now, see if you can sense whether God is present. How? Where? What's it feel like? Turn towards God. Soften. There's an invitation. Turn towards me, says God. Feel me. Feel my presence. Come to your heart and allow it to open. Let it open towards God. Joshua says, you need only be a lover to the mind of God. Opening, receiving, and taking in. So right now, open your heart. Receive. And take it in. And whatever has entered, let it settle in you like a snow globe has been shaken up and the snowflakes gradually settle down. Let the snowflakes of God gently settle down into your natural body. How does it feel? Rest again into that loving presence that's holding you. And safely there, let God surround all of you. And breathe gently, softly. Easily. And when you're ready, feel again your heart, your belly, and this time your face. Your heart, your belly, and your face. And as you feel ready to open your eyes and look around, notice what you look at around you in the room or on the screen. When you look at other people, where do you look? Is it here? When you look at people. You know, that said the eyes are windows to the soul, but perhaps the face is also a window, a doorway, let's say. The eyes are windows, the face is a doorway in. Or a shut door. So I'm going to again unmute everyone.
Crap, I do not. I have had it with those.
Just
Uh-oh.
go. one at a time.
Uh-oh,
Knocked.
who's talking? Hmm.
Not as I muted us.
No, I think it's somebody.
I think if we just unmute ourselves when we want to speak. I think if you keep everybody muted, and then when somebody speaks,
Okay,
yeah.
I will do that
Okay.
in just a moment. Is there anyone right now, though, who does want to speak? I'll try it, Walter. My friend who is talking muted herself, so. And that would be good if we're unmuted. If there are noises around you, mute yourself, and then later I'll remute everyone.
I felt like I was home.
Is that you, Michelle?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Good. We just see the corner of your face.
Oh, there.
Ah,
I was sinking down into the chair.
you were home.
Yeah.
Can you say a little more what home is then?
Part of spacious presence in total. Serene happiness, peace. I felt my heart expand with love, and usually when that happens for me, I start crying. So I started getting, teary-eyed, joyful, peaceful, gratitude, extreme gratitude. Yeah.
So that is home.
Mm-hmm.
And were you with your body as well?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Because somehow the mystery of being soul embodied or Christ incarnate,
Mm-hmm.
that's with us as long as we're here in
Mm-hmm.
human form. But again, remember, we've set aside our egos. Okay, anyone else? Thank you, Michelle. Okay. Just unmute yourself if you want to, and I'll remute you.
When I go into my natural body, I feel
Uh-oh, I muted you. Wait, unmute yourself. You got caught in the transition.
anyways, what I was saying was when I go into my natural body, I just feel like I am an energy field.
An energy what?
Energy field.
Field.
Energy field. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really nice. I mean, it's great. But I thought I'd let you know that.
Yeah, thank you. So feel comfortable to remute yourself if you're done. Otherwise, it's yeah. See, I think the invitation is for us all to live in these states, not just go there away from here, so to speak, but to live in this natural body infused with the spacious field. And so these exercises are just sort of playing around with that. Actually, the last exercise I didn't have God in mind, and God just stepped in and said, bring me in. So we began to turn toward God and open our hearts. So let's play with a gesture. gestures. We gesture all the time, right? Calm down. I feel full. You can't see my belly, but if it were Walter, my belly feels so full. Stay away. You know, we're full of gestures. And if we allow them and actually slow them down just a little bit, we'll find that they're sharing with us a lot of what's going on deeper inside. They speak our deeper body language. So we're going to work with gestures. A gesture, very slow, not too slow, not so that we can't feel anything, but so that you can feel it. So as an experiment, just move your hand. How did that feel? Try it one more time, this time, and then we'll ask again. Move your hand. Enough, slowly enough that you can actually feel the movement. It's like a Tai Chi. Feel the movement. Okay, now back here, move your hand. How did it feel? How did both of those feel? Anyone please share? I know it seems rather elementary, but I think it will be good to share. Michelle?
When I moved it slowly, I was conscious of my body actually doing it rather than being just a reflex. So if I move it quickly and don't think about it, it's just a reflex action. But when I slowed down and felt into it, I was part of my body, and it felt like an expansion, an opening, saying yes.
Yeah, wonderful. Okay. So thank you. Anybody else?
When I move my hand with attention on moving my hand, it feels like I'm swimming, and it feels like I'm moving my hand through water.
Through water. Yeah, just play with that just now. Move your hands and feel. Can you feel what you're moving through? Is there a palpable, not your focus right now is say on the back of your hand. See if you feel as if you're moving or pushing something, moving through. Yeah. Water or air. Anybody have that sensation or that feeling? Yeah. Yeah. Space may have a feel to it, palpable feel. And because we're not conscious of it, we're not moving in a conscious way through space, we miss it. How does the field feel? Yeah, there's something good to keep in mind as we go into the next stage of this exercise. Okay, so hands, feel your hands. They are our instruments right now. Okay. And take your hands and place them on your heart. And then, as we were doing before, feel into your heart from the inside. Feel its presence. Let the hands just be there. Maybe they feel warm against your body. Maybe soothing, maybe not. Now you're in the heart again. Imagine that your heart is getting full. Yeah, Mariana. Unmute. Oh, can you unmute yourself? Let's see. Yeah.
You're getting very quiet.
Ooh, okay.
You've-
Going inward.
You've moved away.
Okay.
And your voice has become very quiet.
Follow me into
Thank you.
the inner space. Okay, I will. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Again, hands, or if they're still here, feel you are in your heart, or you are your heart. And let your heart fill. Let it fill. And let your hands rest lightly on your chest, above the heart, so that as the heart fills, imagine that it can even push the hands out. Let the hands ride lightly on the heart. And just let them go, let them do. If they go nowhere, that's fine. If the heart pushes them out, let them. Let your heart expand. And let your hands maybe even rejoice in the movement. And now open your hands slowly. Now you're feeling your hands, you're feeling the movement. And as they open, let your heart fill in the space. Yeah. And go as far as you wish. And then begin to feel that your heart is actually opening. Your heart is opening. And as it opens, you begin to receive. You need only be as a lover to the mind of God. Opening, receiving, take it in. Taking it in. And if your arms are tired, relax them. But leave your heart open. And then let's see if you can, without changing your heart, let your attention go down into your belly. Let your belly open. Let your belly open so that the whole torso is really gently opening. And let it receive. Take it in. You notice we're not very much in words here, really. We're in energy. We're in feeling. Yeah. We're pre-verbal here. But we're present. We're physical. We're a physical presence, but we're really young, really pure, really innocent. We don't have all those walls and obstructions. This is our natural state. Lovers of God. Let it settle in you like snowflakes. Take it in. And feel your body as you gently take a breath or more. Take a few breaths Gentle, easy, soft. There's nothing here to interfere. You're actually vulnerable. There's something Joshua says, something like, when you are completely vulnerable, you are invulnerable, you are safe. Be completely open. Belly, heart. Now let your face open. Open. Receive. Take it in. And take a rest. Rest back into this loving presence, a spacious presence. Take a rest. Just be for a while. Maybe things are arising, thoughts, maybe. That's okay. They do that. And gently now coming back. How does your body feel as you gently come back into it? Heart, belly, face, and now let's add the limbs, the arms and the legs. Feel what they feel like. Moving arms at any pace you wish. Raising shoulders. Seeing these hands, appreciating these hands, these artistic tools of expression. I hope you can hear me, Oriana. I know I'm getting soft again. I can't help it. Okay? Okay. Legs. Feel your legs, your feet. Notice you can move them. What an amazing thing. You have an intention and you move. I'm going to unmute us all. And it would be interesting for everyone if you are willing to say something and notice how the words pour out. That you're not having to plan and think them.
Right. Here it goes.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, movement, more expansive, more energy
You just have
with
to
the
pick it up.
movement.
Put it, yeah.
Hold
That's
on
nice.
just a second.
That's it. Turn it, yeah. There you go.
There it goes. Yeah, I could.
Okay, sorry, I wanted to mute the speaker. So movement, Walter, would you pick it up again?
Yes, for me, the movement, I like that it made it more expansive. I like feeling the hands moving and the heart and belly expanding into them, pushing them out. Yeah, but more energy came in than before.
Yeah, okay. So there's something about participating.
Yeah, yes.
Right. Participating, yeah. I think there's a key in that. We are participants here.
All right.
Yeah, thank you, Walter. Anyone else?
I had the feeling when I moved my hands over my hands and then spread them out. It was as though every cell was having an orgasm. It was just a thrilling,
Mm.
oh, God, it was really something.
Yeah.
I have only had that happen once or twice in my life, and I'm telling you, it is really something. Every little, not my arms so much, but my hands. And it was as though they were saying something special by giving me that wonderful feeling, wonderful sensation.
Nice.
Thank you, Sarah Jane.
Nice.
Anyone else? Thank you all for experimenting with me here. This is, but remember, we're not dealing right now with our ego. It may have come in, but primarily we're dealing with the natural embodiment, the natural presence, sort of a mixture of spacious presence and cells. And, just playing, moving it around in space, or moving our attention around between body and spacious presence. Natural body, so you can get a feel of it. What is it like to be you without wearing the ego for just a little while? Yeah. And you can even have your face, see? Face is a beautiful thing. Feel it. Feel your face. You know, it shows expression. It talks. Now, and that's what I said I would like each of you, just say gibberish if you want to, but let's go around and share something. And if you can say something about what you've experienced, that would be good. But I want you to watch how the words flow out. Joan.
I just feel like laughing.
Yeah, and you've been joined, and notice how the laugh pours out. Yeah. Yeah. Michelle.
So it's flowing,
Just
flowing.
flowing.
Yeah. Like grasses, you can watch grasses in the wind, how they're rooted, but yet they flow. Yeah.
Feel your words. Your words are rolling out.
Mhm.
Okay, just that's the experiment right now. Walter again. Yeah. This time, your words. Notice you.
Yeah, just the energy, the softness, the energy was, yeah, it was a high energy, a lot of feeling.
Right. Notice
Maybe not like Mariana, quite an orgasm, but it was it was very lovely.
Thank you. Notice your words. How easy. It's easy. Oriana. A few words.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
It felt participative.
I missed that word.
It feels weird. Participative.
Participative.
That I was a more active participant, particularly in the movement of the hands. And now the words coming forth.
And your hands and words.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Rose. Oh, no sound. Okay, thank you.
I'm unmuted.
There it is.
No, you have some. Yeah.
Okay. I felt release. I felt warm. I felt slight intoxication energetically.
Yeah.
A beautiful intoxication.
Yeah. notice how you said all of that.
Yes, that's a beautiful
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I wonder if Carol is here. Carol, if you are here, can you, and you want to speak, please unmute yourself. We're just experimenting with how words pour out. I think I saw you nod your head or shake your head no. Okay, if you change your mind. Jacqueline.
You.
Oh, you're muted, Jacqueline. Please, yeah.
I agree with Ariana, what she was saying. Yeah.
Okay. You agree. I was just noticing how your language flowed out. Did you notice?
Yes, it's much more gentle and it's not monitored.
Aha, okay. So from a state, what we're experimenting with is actually feeling a state of greater peace and freedom to just notice, appreciate the flow of our language. It's also like our face, an expression, an artistic communication, something very lovely about it. It's amazing, isn't it, that we can do it? Sarah Jane.
I'm still living with those fingers. And it's not because it's sexually oriented. It's because it's such a very real thing.
Okay. Oh, wonderful. Palpable. You're feeling it.
Yeah. And it's still staying with me.
Mm.
And it's as though that's all that I am, are those hands. I'm sorry, I don't have privacy now, so I'm going to have to say goodbye.
Thank you, Sarah Jane.
Thank you.
We'll be ending pretty soon. Yeah.
Okay, sweetheart. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Sarah Jane.
Susan, I don't know if you're there. If you are, would you be willing to share a few words? Don't hear anybody. Yeah. All right. Well, very good. Before we end, let's turn to our ego, our protective wall or shroud, or whatever yours is like. Turn to it and give it a greeting. It's really a very old companion. Why don't we befriend it? Yeah. Oriana, you have something?
I'm really happy to do that. I find that the more I can acknowledge and welcome that part, the intensity of it diffuses.
Yeah. Well, welcome to my ego and to, if you wish, all of your egos. And let's see what it's like now. You know? It may not be the same one we put down. Hmm? We have a message from our invisible and mic-less Susan, who says, here, no mic, so very lovely. Heartfelt thanks to all. Thank you. Thank you, Susan. Okay, let us then reconnect, befriend, And maybe now our ego wall will be a little softer, a little more willing to be open, vulnerable.
Yeah.
Let's just see. And if you've got a wall, are there any holes in it now? Did it get softer? Were some of the bricks removed? My shroud, you know, I'm holding it with me under my arm. I don't feel like putting it back on. So I want to thank you all. I think we've done it for today. My work is so very often on the ego and on feeling that how to get free of attachment to the ego. So it was really wonderful today to simply lift it off and be here to reorganize around spacious present, reorganize our presence, our bodily presence around spacious presence, so that when we go and reunite, bring our ego back or carry it with us, we have a new relationship. So I want to thank you very much all for participating.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Rivka.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah,
Night.
bye-bye, everyone.
Okay. And so I will now end the meeting for us all, and thank you again.
Bye.
Bye.